I'm happy for this because I think this is the choice they have to make. The same way I look at Hero and I say it's a choice you have to make. He's 4-1 against Zerg, and I mean I said this a lot already. I think he's the second best Terran player in the world, but I think he is the best TVZ player that we have. I think he's much better than Maru in the matchup, and I know that's controversial to say, but I've watched a lot of this guy's games, and I think he is very solid. Putting him out on a Terran map, it just makes sense.
Yep, this pick actually makes sense. I'm so happy they did this and they did not save him for last and have a decent station. This makes so much sense to me. I'm so happy with this pick. Now, he's going to be up against Suki, of course, getting 2 kills in a row against Effort and Hero, but he's got a big game ahead of him now. Of course, getting another kill there. That is 6 wins in a row.
Yeah, 6 in a row, man. This guy's 106 wins right now. He's in the 100 win club. Much more wins, much more experience than Byung overall in his pro gaming career.
Yep, definitely. This guy, he's got his head on straight today. The 2 games he played were pretty damn good, man.
Yeah, they certainly were. Well, Brennan, it's time. The players are loaded up. The lobby is ready. And I tell you this out of the faith of this camera shot because I don't have a preview monitor today. But here we go. Suki, can he continue the momentum and get that 3rd win, putting CJ on death row? Or is Byung going to try to swing the momentum back into their favor? Let's find out right now on Outboxer.
LTA는 SKT114.
Down here in the bottom right in the orange for SK Telecom, the Zerg player on 2 games in a row. He is Suki.
And up here at the top left in the yellow, it's Byung, guy who was able to secure the last 2 wins yesterday, beat 2 Protosses to win against KT.
We believe in CJ, that says.
And just saying they're cheering here. Jisun, maybe that's her name, I'm not sure, but
I think that could also mean losses in a row. No. That's like Yeonji or something. I don't know.
Sorry,
I assumed incorrectly.
I think
I don't know what Jisun is. I'm sorry.
I think that's her name because I know a lot of girls named Jisun. I think I have like 8 Jisuns in my life, Brendan. Like, I'm pretty sure that's a name, but like it could also.
Jisun is very popular as a girl's name here, so.
So let's talk about this map a little bit. The island base is due to have their creep tumors removed, so if we have a long like Mech game or something, that could end up being really important, and I think that could be something we see Byung do. Although in recent matches he seems to be leaning back towards that bio style in this matchup. Soki's 3rd base is relatively easy to take. It's the 4th base that he's going to be worried about. And the 4th base is always the highest point of contention in this matchup for the Zerg. If he can hold the 4th, usually things look pretty good for the Zerg. If he can't, well, we know how that goes.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting on this map because the 3rd base usually against Protoss is sometimes hard to hold, but against Terran you really want to make sure you have a way to go into that 4th and 5th base. So Suki, I'm sure he's got that on his mind, and he's going to be thinking about how to deal with that when the time comes. Now, sending this Overlord across the map, getting that gas before the pool, so probably gonna want to go into speed here.
Now we do see a bit of an old school build coming out right now for Byung. He's going for a 1 barracks expand. Now what's important about this is he gets a faster command center, but what he loses is his Reaper Scout. So he's not going to know if Suki is taking gas early on or not, which he has. So that's something he might want to know, is speed coming out. We got some foreign fans here with SKT jerseys representing.
Yeah.
But just going back into what I was saying, not knowing about the speed means that he might cut too many corners, and if Suki does something crazy like a roach push, he won't know about that either. Suki has way overextended with this Overlord. I think he might very well lose this.
Oh, this is so unfortunate. He was definitely assuming that the Reaper was coming out here, but sending that so far in here, he's in a bit of trouble. Oh my God, is it going to go down?
Yeah, it does. And I think that's part of the meta with this build right now, is if you're expecting Reapers, you're just really not concerned about that at all. And then those Marines suddenly come out, and you're like, oh my god, I have to play this a little bit more like it's Wings of Liberty. I can't actually just be so haphazard with my Overlords. I can't be so greedy with how I try to scout. I have to be a little bit more cautious. I have to be careful with my pathing. And as this build becomes more popular, it becomes a little bit more awkward for Zerg players to scout in the early game on maps like this.
Yeah, and I feel even more so than the economical damage this has done to Sulky, losing the 100 mineral supply, blocking him for a little bit, causing him to make another Overlord here. It's more so something little like that you're just like, oh no, he didn't go for the Reaper, he's got 2 Marines, he could possibly kill this, and then you lose it. That's going to put a guy on tilt. If he's not in the right mindset, he could just be like, oh man, really? And then just play not as good. But I want to see if Sulky is just going to, let that slip. That's what you got to do in this situation. You just got to let it go. Just be like, oh, okay. Now I'm a little bit behind, but that's okay. It's all right. It's not too much.
It's okay because he doesn't have scouting information on me. He didn't get the Reaper, so that's his trade-off. And I shouldn't have lost the Overlord, but you know what? It's not the worst thing. It's not the end of the world. So now we have the factory completed. Let's see how much he wants to commit to the Hellions. How many Hellions will he make? Will he go Banshee? Is Banshee Hellion really popular on this map because the rush distance is pretty short? You can just fly right over there and start doing damage to the Queens. Maybe if you're lucky, get the hatch. And oh, look at that armory.
Oh boy.
Looking like Mech, man. And whenever games are against Sulky with Mech, they get pretty epic.
That was a last-second lift, but he's actually going to see that starport, so he's basically got all the scouting information he wants.
Except the armory.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how much of a commitment this is. He doesn't know about the 2 gases in the main base either, so he doesn't know if Cloak is coming.
And he doesn't have an Overlord anywhere near, so he's not going to be able to sacrifice any Overlords to get that scouting information. He's just going to have to see it later on, maybe after he gets that Larison and an Overseer.
I was saying that reactor, if he clicked on it, is very important. It looks like we're actually going to have double Viking maybe come out here pretty early. That would be crazy. That's going to give him a lot of cleanup control on the Overlords, which then further denies the Mech scouting. He's going to not know what's coming his way for a while. And look at this, 2 Hellbats. So maybe it's actually going to be completely the opposite of what I said. It's just going to be a Hellbat drop rush. He is really playing this old school style right now. We don't really see this anymore.
We got 2 medevacs on the way. That's really interesting. And now he's going to start harassing here at the third base. Now he's going to hit it once and maybe go for those Queens. Now he's just going to back off for now. Having only 4 Hellions, it's a little bit not enough. And this one Zergling, he is pretty curious. He wants to get some scouting information done, but there's a wall at the front for Byung. Starts +1 to his Mech armor.
Yeah, getting that plating out ASAP. And now these Hellions just kind of poking around, popping around over here, not committing too heavily, furthering the idea to Sulky. Oh, he's transitioning pretty quick out of these Hellions. I wonder what he's going to do. The plating is interesting to me because it means the Hellbats have a little bit of survivability. And he sees this, okay. But the Hellbats get a little bit extra survivability, so do the Medevacs. So I actually really like this. We've never seen anything quite like this before in Korea, definitely not in Pro League. And let's see how well this works, because this is something that Sulky is not really prepared for with no roaches. He's going to be relying literally on Queens and Zerlings, and he doesn't even have that many Zerlings. I don't know what he's thinking is happening. He's like making 2
Overseers. That's not going to defend against 4 Hellbats in your main, and they go right for the Queen. This Queen is in trouble. The drones are pulled. These 2 Hellions are starting to do damage at the front as well. Hellbats, though, are going to have to be picked up and moved probably to the third base. No, he's just going to back off for now.
And it's not going to be a Mech follow-up, in fact. He's going into a timing attack with +1 armor and Marine Marauder. And it's just going to be a Marine Marauder Hellbat coming out here. The stim is going to be obviously very late as a result of this, the way he's decided to play this with that armory and with those fast medevacs. But this push that's coming right now is very strong. And this is just going to be tempo. He's just going to keep attacking until Sulky starts to run out of steam.
Now we have Sulky right now trying to go for a counterattack with the Zerglings, but now after seeing this army, he brings them right back. Only got 4 Queens, 5 Queens here, drops even more Hellbats in the front, starting to do a ton of damage, getting healing from the Medevacs as well. These Zerglings are trying to surround, but get immediately burned up by the Hellbats.
Yeah, he needs to keep hitting his transfuses on these Queens. Maybe that's how he's going to hold here, but I don't know, Brendan. This is a lot of damage being done. The Mutalisks are coming out. He's actually trying to target down the Medevac so the Mutalisks have a little bit more power when they come out here against the small Marine count, and the Marines are stimless. This third base looks like it's going to go down. Too much damage being done here. 9 Mutas on the way, 8 about to pop. Queens are buying some time here. You know, it's really painful to lose those, but he absolutely has to do something. to slow this down.
Byung loses the medevac by accident. That will be cleaned up, but losing this third base is pretty huge for Suki right now. Does not want to lose that. He's trying to fight with those Zerglings now, and look at this. We only got 9 mutas right now, 2 more popping out, and with more of these Marines as well as medevacs here, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to clean it up.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Stim is about to finish if it's not done yet. I mean, it's got to be done in just a second. Hellbat's tanking everything on the ground here. Marines coming in. Double drop goes into the main base. Looks like he does have enough to clean up the Marines, but that means the Mutalisks are occupied while the drones get roasted now in the main base. What an epic timing attack here by Byung. This is CJ Entis thinking far ahead. I bet this build is prepared specifically for this map. He's had 2 days to prepare this. For the worst case scenario, he has to come out against Suki. If Suki gets 2 wins, smart thinking here by CJ coach. Great planning here by Byung. And this game it hasn't ended yet, but it's looking like Byung has already won it because he's just lost so much mine time. Suki, that is. It's 48 harvesters to 45 in the Terran favor. He's still not mining here. Probably going to lose 1 or 2 more. Barely does not. Don't forget, this base is going to have to be canceled again if he targets it. And also, Byung has a third base ready to go.
Yep, Byung just now back. I was watching the minimap. He is going to finally clean up that Overlord and land that eventually once the creep does get moved here. But first, he's got to deal with these Mutalisks that are coming across the map. That is one thing to note. He has got, it looks like, about 9 in that group. Or, yeah, 9. And there's 2 more on the way, making 11.
Turrets are ready. He's got a Viking to help zone here. Those Marines are fighting these. And I guess he's trying to keep the Marine count low, but I don't know about that one, Suki. That's not really going to work out for you. This is looking like a desperate situation for Suki now, as 1-1 is also about to finish for Byung as a +1 carapace is started for Suki. Really, really a painful spot to be in. Had he had Banelings when that fight hit, I think he would have had a much better chance, but as it is now, he is basically out of luck. I don't see him being able to recover, even if he kills Byung's whole Marine army with a Baneling landmine or something, which, mind you, he doesn't even have burrows, so I don't think we're seeing that.
Yeah, he's got a big mountain to climb now, and he's going to try to do whatever he can to try to get back into this game. He's going to start by trying to snipe this gas. Could be very good for, you know, reducing the amount of gas units that Byung is going to go for, of course, but it is going to get repaired. And look at this army. He's got a ton of Marines with Stim now, +1/+1. And the +2 right now to the mech units is on the way as well. Look at this. No turret here at the third base.
No turret here. You know, he's trying to fight his way back into this and picks off a few mules. Going to get these 2 SCVs here building depots maybe. This is the big problem, though. He doesn't have Baneling speed. He does have a ton of Banelings, though. 16 of them about to be ready. 4 more to finish it off. I just don't think he has enough support with the Hellbats here with good splitting on the Marines. I think he's going to go down here. But you know what? No splitting at all in that army. Oops.
No splitting at all, but besides those Banelings, I mean, he's got 4 more back there. The speed is about to finish, but he needs those mutas to come back. That is so important right now.
The Vikings are starting to clean up the Overlords, which will actually, funny as it is, start to supply block Suki in just a second. It's going to happen right now. He's at 82 of 84. These Banelings looking like they may not even finish here. Okay, they do, but the damage has been done yet again. The Mutalisk damage that's being done right now is not enough to make up for what he's lost here. He's now losing his Evo chambers, which are not finished upgrades. It looks like even the +1 attack going to go down here before it finishes. And now he's got free reign on this base. The Banelings that are being killed before they hatch aren't a good thing either.
Yeah. We did see the third base of Byung had to be lifted, and those mutas are still doing damage, but I feel like the damage here in the base of Suki is a bit more. Just trying to do whatever he can with just some of these Zerglings against the landed Vikings, but still.
Yeah, that's the last of the queens as far as I can tell. Yeah, not a single queen left on the map. And now he's like starting to kill the lair with landed Vikings. The drones don't want to fight this. This is Suki just desperately trying to stay in this game, but there's no way out. He will not be getting his all kill today. It's not happening. And Byung coming out looking strong, I gotta say. Don't forget, the next map is Habitation Station, so that's not a bad map for Terran either. And since he rallied those drones, I think we're gonna see GG. That was a bit of a...
Yeah,
I thought he was almost trying
hit.
to do that like just to make a show before he types out.
Well, Suki isn't going to type out just yet. We're seeing Byung like scan the 5th base or 4th base possibly. He's like, do you have a base here that I didn't see? And that's why you're staying in?
He's probably going to like send a Viking to check the islands because he's like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm pretty sure you're dead.
I think the Suki just trying to, you know, stay in the game for as late as possible because it is a playoff match. If by some miracle you do come back in this game, then maybe. But, you know, we're getting a look at even the upgrades. We have 2/2/2 there for Byung. Of course, to the attack and defense of his infantry, and then, of course, the +2 plating.
He's about to have +1 for his Hellbats and his Vikings as well. even the zoning here with the bunker is great for Byung. 2 Marines here with the healing power of the medevac. With those upgrades against the unupgraded Mutalisk. This base is so not even halfway done. I know it was poorly worded, but like it's just the situation.
It's so not even halfway done.
It's so not even halfway done, man. If it were halfway done, it would be much better, but it's so not even halfway done.
We're seeing the follow-up push come out of Byung now. Sulky's trying to do whatever he can. He's going to try to snipe some reactors, maybe try to come in here and snipe some gas SCVs. He wants to get this reactor first, as he has done some damage to that first. Maybe try to get a barracks here, but look at this. This is the counter push. We have like a giant amount of Banelings over here with barely any of these Zerglings to follow it up or support, and Byung's going to drop in the main base while going at the front here.
Yeah, and this is just looking... I mean, you can actually do 1 by 1 on the Banelings. Never a good trade. And look at this Hellbats up here. The tank do a lot of extra damage. Now he's got the Bioforce to follow it up with 2-2 upgrades now. Don't think Sulky is living through this one. The Vikings could actually consider landing at this point to give a little bit of extra tankiness at the front. I think he's going to kill the Queen, then go for the Spire here. Here come those Mutas, though, and I guess there's not quite enough Marines all together here. They're kind of split up. Sulky is, like, hanging in here, man.
He's hanging. He was, like, rock climbing, and he's got a thread that he was using as a rope, and that almost broke. It's, like, slowly withering down, and that's what he's using to hang on right now, man. He's got the third base. You know, he's got the third base.
It's like he's hanging 10 man like he's on a surfboard, but he's like being chased by like 9 sharks. That's how he's hanging. He's like on a hang glider that like is actually getting pretty close to the ground, which is hot molten lava. That's how he's hanging in here, man. He is hanging.
Yeah, he's hanging. You got to hand it to him. Other Zergs would not hang in this long, and he's trying to do it. He's sniping some units right now. There's another push coming his way. Does he have enough Banelings back here? He's got to bring the Mutas back. And that he does. Here the Banelings coming in, rolling in. Not the greatest hits as the splits were good. And there's the GG.
Byung bringing it back. Bringing us to a 2-1. And, you know, maybe he's able to swing the tides. Maybe he's able to bring back the momentum into CJ's court completely.
Yeah, I mean, what I was saying before this game, before Byung was even picked, I was like, they need someone to come in here and get at least 2 wins. They need it. And at least they got the 1. They got Byung here for the 1 against Sulky in game number 3. That is going to be, of course, 2-1 now in the series for SKT.
Yeah, I mean, SKT is still up here, and now they get to bring out their very second player. On Habitation Station, if I can think of one player who will not die to any shenanigans, any drop play, any Gangnam Terran, it's Rain.
Yeah.
You know, he's one of our light Protosses, like I like to call him. He plays macro, he plays defensive. He is not going to crack. And I don't think you want to send Parting out here. Parting's a player who does play on Habitation Station a lot, but usually in PvZ, he likes to play that matchup. He plays well there in a completely different matchup. So I don't really feel it's applicable going into the matchup against a Terran player like this. So I think Rain is the move here. Could also, though, actually, now that I think about it, be Su. Su could come out here, try to take that fast gold base to a roach push or something. He's really good at that on Habitation Station.
Yeah. He showed a lot of aggression, actually, in his Zerg play against multiple races in the GSL Global Tournament, which me and you casted together. He was just like, he had that dark look in his eyes where he was just being super aggressive. And if you think about this map, taking that gold base and going for a roach push is definitely very strong. Could see something like that happen